Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys all for being here today. Mike, Lael, Justin, Camping King, Agent Dad, Richard, Johnny, Justin. Welcome, Patrick, Anubis, Alex. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are at. A different camera angle. Yeah, I wanted to put my microphone back in a place where it wasn't floating above my head, because I kind of hated it there, so I had to change everything around, because that's what you do on the eve of a major release. You change every single thing about your setup. So yeah, instead of doing any productive work this morning, this is what I did. I got a different lighting fixture in place. I got my camera mounted on a different mount, instead of having it sitting on top of my monitor like a slob, and I changed my room around a bit. That is what I did. It felt productive. I really hated it when it was like hanging up here. It kept getting into my peripheral vision, and I didn't like it. Like, having it hanging like that didn't really work with the arm that I have. I would need like a different arm if I really wanted to have it like that. But now I have to worry about like all my audio settings and stuff being off. It looks like the audio settings are okay. Let me know if anything needs to be adjusted. I might sound a little bit different. I'm a little bit further away from the microphone than I usually would be. Usually I'd be like right here, but now I'm way back here. So I'm trying to make it work. Audio is good? Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of OCD about the audio, so like as soon as I end the stream, I'm probably going to go listen to the playback and make sure everything is how I want it to be for a season of Discovery tonight. Yeah, that's what it was, Lael. I kept like seeing it out of the corner of my eye, and I have a light. I have like, there's a light on my side of the microphone, like little lights, LED lights, and it just like, yeah, I think it was bothering me in like a way that was almost like imperceptible. It was bothering me in like a very subtle way. Cool, cool, cool. I'm glad the audio is good. We're just going to do some stuff in Desolace today. I have some quests here that I've never had before. I have reagents for the Reclaimers. I've never done the Reclaimers quest chain, so I've never had these quests. Hello there. So that's what we're going to try to work on. We're looking for Scorpids. We're looking for aged Kodos. And I think I'm going to try to do this one too. I'd like to get everything done in Desolace today, because like ideally, once I leave here, I never have to come back. That is kind of the goal, get everything done here that I want to do, so that I don't have to come back. I might come over here and do this one. I know this one involves like going inside of the keep, but it's level 33, so maybe we'll be able to do it. When do I think we'll see the servers? I think that we'll see the servers when they're doing maintenance at 2 o'clock my time. And the maintenance is going to last for 1 hour. So as soon as the servers come back up at 3 o'clock Eastern time, we should be able to go into the seasonal tab. And we should no longer see joke names. Like right now they have some joke names. But after 3 o'clock, we should see the actual servers posted. Jason, you're wondering if we'll have items to discover in the water or abandoned ships in different areas. I'm really hoping that they totally cut loose. And they put these things in like the most obscure places that you would never think to go. I want them in the backs of caves that don't have quests. I want them in ships that don't have... I want all the discoveries to be in places where you don't have a quest. Like, I want them to be places that you would not normally go. I don't want to, like, find all my runes by doing the quest. Like, oh, look, we found a rune. Ho ho. I want to actually have to, like, look for them. So that's what I'm hoping for. Kekard, good morning. John, good afternoon. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Justin, you're not sure you're like, it's a PvP server? Then, dude, honestly, like, if you guys don't want to play on the PvP server, I get it. And I talked a little bit about it in the Discord post, and I talked a lot about it yesterday. I totally understand that some of you guys have very limited time to play, and the concept of like getting ganked for an hour or a half hour or 5 minutes, like it doesn't appeal to you. I totally get it. I want to do this because I've never played on a PvP server before. I will never play on a PvP server when it comes to like a permanent version of the game. I'm never going to play Progression Classic on a PvP server. I'm never going to play Retail on a PvP server. Because, you know, then years down the road, you want to roll an alt years down the road. Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm taking this as an opportunity. It's seasonal content. The season lasts for, like, at most, it'll last 1 year. So I'm taking it as an opportunity to do something different. I've been playing WoW for 20 years. In 20 years, I've never played on a PvP server. So, like, I get it. You guys don't want to do it. Don't do it. Don't follow me onto a server like that you don't want to play on. Absolutely not. Go play on a PvE server. That's really all I can say. Yeah, that's really all I can say. Like, go play on a PvE server. And like, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. It's just what I want to do. And like, I talked through it a lot, and I realized that for me, like having played the game so long, and then going back to a version of WoW that's not hardcore, going back to a version of Classic that doesn't really have high stakes, like I kind of want like something to spice up the, you know, spice up the playthrough a little bit. Like, my position is a little bit different. If I get ganked for an hour, I don't really care. You know, for me, it becomes content. It becomes a story that we get to have. It becomes a tale we get to tell. And I like it for that reason. But obviously not everyone is in the position I am. Not everyone can play 3, 4, 5 hours a day. I didn't pick PvP to piss people off. I didn't do it for any reason, like, except that I just kind of realized by talking through it that it's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I realized it's not for everybody. What happens to the seasonal characters after the duration of the season? If they do what they did with Season of Mastery, then you'll be able to transfer them off to a Classic Era realm. If you wait really long, you might be able to transfer them off to a Wrath realm. By the time I transferred my Season of Mastery Warrior, I was able to put her right onto a Wrath of the Lich King realm. So, yeah. You'll be able to transfer up, but like realistically, like, are you gonna play a seasonal character outside of the season? You're gonna have all kinds of kick-ass runes, and your character's gonna be a complete badass, and then you're gonna send them over to a classic realm where they don't have any of that. Like, are you gonna play that character again? Like, the point of a seasonal character is that it doesn't last forever. The point of a seasonal character is that it exists within the season. It lives and dies within the season. You get to have experiences in the season, and then you get a new season. It's not for the character to go on into other expansions. It's not for the character to exist forever. So it's a different way to think about the game, but it's really something that you need to keep in mind when you're approaching a season. It's like, all likelihood is you will not play this character after the season ends. And if you hate the idea of that, then I would say don't play in the season. Go roll up a character in Wrath. Go roll up a character on a Classic Era realm. Because like, there's not really a future for seasonal characters outside of the season. Like, yeah, you'll be able to transfer them, but what are you going to do after that? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys will transfer them off. You'll go find a great guild in Classic Era over on Mancrick, and you'll keep playing. But I think the percentage of people that are going to do that is going to be infinitesimal. What time is PST and EST? It's 3 hours ahead. So EST is 3 hours ahead of PST. So when they say that the servers are coming up at 1 o'clock PST, they're coming up at 4 o'clock my time. You'll be able to transfer the character, but I'm telling you, you won't play it. Like, you won't play it. You're gonna have an awesome character with abilities that you never would have had in a regular version of the game. You're gonna play that character and love it. And a year from now, I mean, hell, a year from now, a lot of people probably won't even be playing the season or thinking about that character. A lot of people will probably be playing Cataclysm by then, because, like, a lot of people don't play in a season for the whole duration of the season. You're not going to care. Like, I'm just telling you, might think you're going to care, but you won't. Like, try to think about it. Like, have fun in the season. Don't think about what happens to your character after the season. There are many versions of WoW you can play where your character gets to live forever. Where your character will get to go into the next expansion and the next expansion and the next expansion. This season is not about that. Don't try to think about what happens to my character after the season. That's not the point. The point is, what kinds of cool shit am I going to get to do while the season's going on? That's the point. Try to think about it more like that. Anubis, what's the difference between SoD and regular class? You have a lot of reading to do, my friend. I can't tell you all the differences. That would take me too long. If I told you all the differences, I'd have to clip it and put it up as a video. Like, Season of Discovery, all the classes are going to be different. There's new abilities, there's new systems, there's hidden discoveries all over the world. We don't know all the differences. We haven't played it yet. There's gonna be lots of new stuff going on, and we don't know what they're gonna add. At level 25, we're gonna be doing Black Fathom Deeps as a raid. So just like think about that for a second. You got to go do some reading about it though, brother. If you don't know anything about SoD, like go look on Wowhead. They have some good overviews on Wowhead. I think they have like everything you need to know about SoD. That's like one of the headlines on Wowhead. Go click on that and do a little bit of reading before this afternoon. Because it's entirely different. It's gonna play out and feel entirely different. The biggest things, at first, everyone's gonna be capped at level 25. So like at first, no one's getting past level 25. That level band is gonna be in place probably for a month or two, and just a bunch of class changes, a bunch of new abilities. There's a whole rune system where you're socketing new abilities onto your gear as you find them. You have to discover. Hence the name. You have to discover your abilities out in the world, and we don't know what else we'll be discovering. We're going to be discovering new abilities, but who knows what else we'll be finding as well. Ethan, you never played WoW before. Is Season of Discovery a good expansion to start? I wouldn't call it an expansion, but it is a good way to start, yeah. Yep, if you've never played WoW before, you can definitely jump into the new season and just appreciate it for what it is, absolutely. Like, if you've played a bunch of WoW, you're going to appreciate it for how different it is from regular Classic. If you've never played WoW, you're just going to appreciate it because it seems like it's going to be really effing cool. So yeah, it's absolutely fine if you don't have a lot of experience in WoW to jump into SoD. No lag here, Alex. I have no drop frames, and I'm rocking a steady 15,000 kilobit bandwidth, so we should be good. Find Tyrannus, Malum, and Desolace. Okay. We're going on Alliance. As for what class I'm playing, I'm like 99% sure I'm doing a Warlock. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to come into any information between now and 4 o'clock that's going to change that. My first class is going to be a Warlock. My second class is going to be a melee hunter, and then I'll probably have time to roll up like 3 different classes to 25 at least. I don't know what the third one will be. The third one might be a Paladin. If you guys come back to me and you tell me the Paladin is not just a carbon copy of the Wrath Pally, I'd love to play a Pally. But we'll have to see. Beware the melee hunter in SoD? Yeah. It's close between like melee hunter and Warlock. It's like I'm on the edge, but I'm like 99% on Warlock right now. Johnny, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate that. SOD hype indeed. Yes. Yep, I'm really, really excited, guys. I'm excited about all of it. I'm excited about the season. I'm excited about trying out the PvP server. I think it's going to be a really good time. Oh yeah, I will do both classes. Yeah. Like it's only going to take like maybe a week or so to get to level 25. I plan to focus on SOD as much as possible, at least for the first week or so. Yeah, Robert, I changed everything around today. I didn't like the hanging mic. It was in my peripheral vision. It was constantly blocking like the bottom corner of my screen. I felt like I was often looking around the microphone and it wasn't working for me. Quip, good afternoon. Welcome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Warlock because like I want to go on a class that has been like really changed. And I feel like the classes on that list are the ones that acquire new roles. So like the Rogue tank, the Warlock tank, the Melee Hunter, and the Healing Mage. Those are like the biggest class changes that are going to happen in SoD, I feel like. It looks like they're doing good things for a balance druid. Like if you want to be a balance druid, it looks like they're adding a lot of cool stuff for balance as well. If they deleted Moonkin from the game, then like I'd be down. But I don't think they're doing that. Oh, hi there. Hello. Yeah, Eric, I'm gonna be streaming at 3:45 my time. Yep, my kid has an early release from school today. So instead of me having to go get him at 3, I'm gonna go get him at 2. And I'll be back and settled in to stream at 3:45. We'll hang out on the loading screen for a bit and we'll chat and we'll just keep hitting the servers until they're up. And I'm hoping to I'm gonna quickly make a character with my name, log it in, back out. Now guys, you can correct me on this because I've had this problem before. If I make a character with my name, and I log them all the way into the game, and then I log them out of the game, and then I delete them, no one can take my name in that time, right? If I get my name, get the character logged in, log out, and delete the character, am I going to then be able to take my time and make a character that I want to make and then still have my name? Or is some asshole going to be able to swoop in and steal my name while the character's deleted? Because I've gotten conflicting experiences and information about this. I'm not going to create it before I start streaming because like either way there's somebody out there. It sounds stupid. It sounds stupid, and I'm not like, you know, I don't know how it sounds, but there's somebody out there right now who is planning to snipe my name. It happened to me in hardcore on both servers. Luckily on hardcore, I was lucky enough that somebody was able to give me my name back. But yeah, someone out there right now is planning to take my name, so I can't even do it off stream. It's not going to matter. Someone's goal right now is to get in and take my name. Like it sounds stupid, but it's guaranteed. So I'm going to do it on stream, I'm going to do it as quick as I can. And that's really my only hope. It's really my only hope. See, I don't get that, Otukin. After the character's deleted, it can be taken by anyone. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know if that's true. That's not how retail works. Like, and that's not how retail works, and that's not how other versions of the game work. That's the really baffling part. Is like when I leave my character deleted in other versions of the game, like no one's able to steal the name. The character sits in the deleted, and they just sit there. So like I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's gonna take me a minute to make the character that I want. You know, ultimately, if I don't get my name, if some asshole out there wants my name, then like. Fuck it, I don't care. Let them have it. I got all kinds of special characters I can throw in if I have to. And you know, they can just take my name and never play the character. That's fine. I guess I'm not going to stress too much about it. Yeah, I thought the name was account bound once you logged it in. Somebody told me that once you log it in and then you can delete it, then you have it. Like, before I made the mistake, I created the character once, and then I just, like, deleted it without logging it in, and then somebody took my name. Yeah, I have people who said they would try to get my name. I have a couple of people, like, yeah, if you're a mod, and you think you can create a character faster than me, like, go ahead and try to get my name. If you're a person who will give my name back to me, then go ahead and try to grab it, and then we can work something out. But ultimately, I'm gonna be really excited just to get into the game and start playing. So like, I don't know. I'm gonna take whatever name I can get, and I'm just gonna roll with it. Because I really just want to make my character get into the game and start playing. Yeah, there's no name reservations. Yeah, they're not doing name reservations. We're gonna, it's like at 4 o'clock when the servers kick on, that's when I can try to get my name. Or like one of the variations of it, I guess. And like, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. There's a lot of special characters in the character map I can use. So, either way I'll be fine. And then if somebody grabs my name for me, I'll just take that name and I'll use it on my second character, you know. I'll get it back and I'll take it on my second character. But the first character I make is probably going to be a bust, because like I know what I want my character to look like, but it's going to take me a second to get those settings like dialed in really quick. It's really annoying that they don't do name reservations. It's like, I feel like they do it. I feel like they don't do name reservations just to slight streamers, because the streamers are mainly the people who have to worry about getting their name stolen. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just a slight. Red Robin, that has happened though. Like, yeah, imagine somebody watching my videos for months just to steal my character name and cause minor inconvenience. Yeah, no, it's stupid, but it fucking happens. I ran into a character once named my wife's name, like just out of the world randomly. Like someone had taken my wife's actual name and named a character after her. Like I've run into some weird shit, and like my channel's really small, so I can't imagine being like a bigger streamer, like imagining like the kinds of BS you'd put up with. Yeah, it would be cool if you could save your appearance, like pre-create the appearance and save it as a profile, then you can quickly apply that appearance to a character. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, that is a good feature that they have. Yeah, I like that feature a lot, actually. Like, then you could create the appearance anytime, and then you just go in and you say, like, apply this appearance to this character, and then look, you're done. It's really quick. Now, obviously, like, in WoW Classic, there's not a lot of, like, options to toggle through, but, like, I do have, like, a specific look in mind for my Warlock, so it's going to take me a couple seconds to click the arrows to get where I need to get. Buffalo Bill, good morning, good afternoon. The fun starts for us. I'm going to be back on at 3:45 this afternoon. So, like, servers are going down at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I go pick up my son, and then by 3 o'clock, the servers should be back up, and then by 3:45 or around 3:45. I don't want to get on too early, because we're going to get on at 3:45. We're just going to look at the, we're going to stare at the login screen until the servers come up. So I don't need to be on, like, super early for that. But I do want to be there, like, slamming the login button right at, like, 3:59. So we'll hang out for a few minutes. It's a live maintenance, Robert. I never see where it distinguishes that. Let me take a look at my BattleNet and see if I can figure out where it says it's going to be. It says they're going to be unavailable for play, though. See, this is what my alert says. We will be performing scheduled maintenance beginning Thursday, November 30th at 11 a.m. PST, which is 2 p.m. my time. And we expect service to be available again at approximately 12 p.m. PST, which is 3 p.m. my time. During this time, the game will be unavailable for play. So, I'm assuming that they're going to be down and that they're not going to come back up until around 3 o'clock. But yeah, at 3:45, I'm going to be online streaming, and we'll just, we'll hang out and we'll see. You think that's for hardcore? I feel like that's just going to be for all the classic servers, because I don't think they do a good job of breaking out, like, the clients. That's for the classic era client. And the classic era client handles hardcore. The classic era client handles, like, all of it. It's one client. Now, if I wanted to play Wrath of the Lich King, then yeah, Wrath of the Lich King would be up. But all the classic era servers are going to be down. That's my interpretation. There isn't a different client for the season or for hardcore. It's like it's all bundled together. But we'll see. Yeah, maybe the hardcore servers will be up. I can only look at how it actually reads in the information that they actually present. And by the information they actually present, all of the classic era realms are going to be down until 3 o'clock my time. If that turns out not to be the case, great. It doesn't really affect us anyway, but yeah. We'll see. Either way, I'll be streaming at 3:45. I'll be streaming 15 minutes before Season of Discovery is supposed to go live. That way we can chat a bit, we can get comfy, and then we can start slamming the login button. As one does. And hopefully we can crash the servers right away and they melt. That's the goal. Melt the servers. Should I take this escort quest, or yeah, you know, why not? Worst case scenario, I let her die. You know, like worst case scenario, she dies. No big deal. She's gonna walk on out. She doesn't give a crap what we're doing. Hey lady, we're fighting stuff back here. I hate to break it to you. Is it worth it to start the game at this time? I feel like there's probably never a better time to start the game. It's a launch day. We're launching a brand new season. It's going to be a really fun season with a lot of unique, class changes and content. So yes, I feel like it's absolutely an excellent time to start playing the game if you haven't been playing. Nothing extra spawns in this quest. Perfect. Yeah, I did read that Questie said that they will not be putting the runes in until the next phase, and then they're gonna reveal everything, which is pretty fucking lame. But you know what are you gonna do? You know, I think it's lame that they're allowed to include them at all. It's the season of discovery. It's not the season of look at your fucking Questie and find all the secrets. So I think it's lame they're gonna put them in at all. I feel like they could have taken like a moral high ground and they could have said, look, you know, we're not gonna put them in the add-on. People would have other resources to find where they were anyway. I feel like putting them in the add-on is bullshit. But hey, you know, they think they're doing a great thing by not putting them in right away. So I guess kudos to them. They can give themselves a little pat on the back, and they can just go on ruining people's gaming experiences. Well, shit. This looks bad. I'm more worried about the fact that like she's probably gonna get killed. Not really so worried about myself necessarily. I do need my pet to taunt this thing off of me though. Yeah, there we go. Now we can work on... Oh, shit. Nothing extra spawns, but it's like we have all this shit to kill. Is she gonna live? She might live. I don't have any mana, so I don't know how much help I'm gonna be in this endeavor. How's the pet doing? The pet is doing not great. Not really great. I'm too close. Okay, perfect. I wish I could heal. I can't. I don't have enough mana to heal, so it's gonna be whatever it is. I don't know why my pet's not on defensive. He's being a complete idiot. Hey, look at that. We all lived. That's fun times. Alright, we killed everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we go, we have to count the ones back here too, right? 6. We had to fight 6 guys to get clear of all that, so that was fun. Oh, she's gonna leave without us now. Yeah, I'm really like, I'm kind of over Questie. Like, I mean, I'm gonna leave it on for now, but I really like, they think they're being so great. Like, let me give myself a pat on the back. We won't ruin the game until the next phase. Oh, we're so great for players. Yeah, we just love the game. Bunch of assholes.
Hello.
Hey, there we go. Quest complete. Eric, I'm pretty sure I'm doing a Warlock. I'm like 99% sure that that's what we're doing. The only other thing on the table is Melee Hunter. And Melee Hunter is really the only other thing that I'm really and like, but the thing is like, I kind of want to tank. Because since I'm going on a PvP realm, like a lot of people are not going to be coming to play with me on the PvP realm, which I totally understand. So like, I kind of want to fill the tank role so that when I get ready to raid, I don't have to worry about finding 2 good tanks. Like, I'll be one tank, and then I'll just have to worry about finding a second tank. So that's kind of like the major impetus to stick with the Warlock right now. Alex, you usually clear the area before starting the escort? Nah, no, only wimps do that. Who needs to clear the area when you're a hunter? Not this guy. What race? We're going human. I mean, for Warlock, I don't have a lot of options. Like, I'm either human or I'm a gnome. Like, no offense, like, I'm not gonna play a gnome. You can't see any of the gear on the gnome. Like, what's the point? Your gnome is like 7 pixels, and you can't even see how any of your gear looks on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go human. That's fine. Like, people can like gnomes. I don't like anything in the game that stops me from seeing like my gear most of the time. Obviously, when I'm tanking, I'll be in Metamorphosis, and I won't be able to see my gear. But like when I'm out soloing and stuff, I like to see what my character actually looks like. And on the gnome, like, you really can't. You really can't. It's like everything's really tiny. I don't know.
Can I assist you?
Let's see. Do I want any of this stuff? Not really. Nope. And nope. We'll take the shoulder just to sell them. Alright, so that one's done. We still have Scorpion Venom and then the Kodo Bones, or Kodo Hides. Let's go do that. Did they change the respec cost? They said they were going to. They said that they were going to make the respec cost really, really cheap. They also kind of hinted that maybe in like future level bans, like later in the season, they might add dual spec. And like, I don't know if they would do that or not. It would really be nice if they would add dual spec. And I would hope that like when you change your spec, it also like automatically switches your runes to whatever runes you want to use with that spec. That would be the dream. Are we making a guild, Johnny? Yeah, me and you can make a guild. I think we're the only ones cool with doing the PvP server thing. Yeah, we'll make a guild for whoever wants to come play on the US East PvP server. We'll definitely do a guild. Yep, and I don't care if it's small. I would rather it be small. Like I'd rather it be like 20 people who are actually going to play the game than for it to be 200 characters that never log in. So, like, it's a 10-man raid. Like, the goal is to do a 10-man raid. So, yeah, like, necessarily the guild can be small, and that's fine. Yeah, it seems like we're going to have 10 people, and it's going to be fine. Like, I don't need to have a guild with 200 people in it, like, just running around doing stuff. Like, I really just want some people to raid with. If we get more people, I'd love to do, like, PvP. I'd love to group up and do the Ashenvale PvP stuff. Because I'm going to be doing that stuff anyway. So, you know, but my goal is not to have an enormous guild. That's never my goal. My goal is to have a solid group of people to play with who get along, and where there's no drama. I'm just like, I'm not seeing any scorpions. There's like, oh, there's scorpions everywhere. Yeah, but there's not, though. But in reality, there's not scorpions anywhere. That's the truth of it. I probably should just be killing everything I come across right now. I'm not exactly in like a big rush to get these quests done, so. Ramble's Roughnecks might be okay for a PvP server. It's like it's a little bit too badass, like, but it might be okay for like a PvP server. Yeah. Joseph, which one is the East Coast PvP realm? Whatever one it is. Like, listen, we don't have names yet for the servers. We know there's going to be one East Coast PvP server, one West Coast PvP server. There's going to be a West Coast PvE server, and that's the only PvE server there's going to be. And then there's going to be a East Coast RP PvP server. So yeah, there's only going to be one East Coast PvP server from what we know. So whatever that one is called, that's where we'll be going. Now, if it ends up there are more servers than we thought there were going to be, then we'll have to have a quick chat once we can see the server list at 345. But from what we know, there's not going to be a lot of choice. It's going to be East Coast, West Coast. If you want to do a PvE server, you're stuck on West Coast, which sucks for people that live in different time zones. But yeah. Yeah, there's one RP PvP server, and it's going to be East Coast. But I'm going on the normal PvP server. I'm not going to roleplay, so I don't want to go on a roleplay server and like bust up people's flow. I'm assuming on an RP server, people RP, and like I don't, so. Could we do the Bone Collector? We could probably do Bone Collector. We could fight the aged Kodos while we're down there doing that as well, I think.
Hey, how you doing?
Travis, you talked to your worker and letting you out at 3:30? That's awesome, man. It's like I would never tell someone to take a day off on a launch day, because obviously the better day to take off is the day after a launch day. If you have a work situation where like you have to be there during the day, like the best day to take off of work is always the day after a launch. You know, that's when the servers are going to be more stable. You're going to have more time to play. Eags, man, hey, the SoD servers don't come up in a half hour. The SoD servers don't come up until 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time, my friend. That's California people time. When it's 1 o'clock for California people time, it'll be 4 o'clock for me. Right now, it's only 12:30 for me. You got to pay attention to the time zone thing. It's yeah, you know, time zones. Servers come up at 1 o'clock PST. Depending on where you live, that's going to be not 1 o'clock. It's Blizzard office time. Yeah, BOT. Blizzard office time. Yep. Yeah, Justin, you should. Yeah, take tomorrow off. If you have sick time, take Friday off. Yeah, absolutely. Because then you take Friday off. You got a 3-day weekend, and you know you can be guaranteed that like you can get up tomorrow like whatever time you would normally get up for work, and you can start playing SoD. Like probably the servers are going to be on now. Now there might be a little bit of morning maintenance. For whatever reason, sometimes when there's a big launch, they feel like they have to do maintenance the very next effing day, because apparently after fucking 30 years of making games, they don't know how to release shit that actually works the first time. So, you know, they might take them down for a few hours tomorrow morning. I hope not. I hope not. I hope that at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, when I am like ready to play SoD, I hope the servers are not down for maintenance. That would be a big bummer. Robert, the PvP gear from level 25 will be best in slot till the BFD gear drops? Yes. And that's why we're going to do a lot of PvP. Which is also going to be very different for me. I don't do a lot of PvP. I'm excited to get into it. We started doing some Battlegrounds in Wrath of the Lich King, and I kind of got a taste for it. But like doing Battlegrounds while you're leveling up in Wrath of the Lich King is kind of miserable. So I'm looking forward to doing PvP in Classic Era, and not having to worry about level discrepancy as much. Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from the Ashenvale event, but I'm not sure if also you can get it from doing Battlegrounds. I'm assuming that there will be Battleground gear, although I haven't looked into it. I know that there will certainly be vendors in Ashenvale, but I don't know if maybe like you're just spending honor, so maybe the honor that you accumulate from doing Battlegrounds you could also spend at those vendors. I'm sure somebody knows. Yeah, there's a camp where the vendor is. Right. But then I don't know if there's like a special currency that you're getting in Ashenvale, or if you're simply using honor. I don't know how any of that stuff works. There's a write-up on Wowhead for the PvP stuff. I'll have to take a look at it if I have some time between when I get home later and when I jump on the stream. I'll try to take a look at some of it. Oh, hi there. Hello. How are you? Will they be evil not to put runes in places like Pyrewood Village? I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yep, I'm hoping that there's going to be... They kind of indicated that some of the places where you were going to find discoveries were going to be dangerous, to the point where you would need some help. Like, you're going to need at least a hand, maybe even a full group. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the runes weren't in places like Pyrewood Village or Stromgarde later on in like the higher level brackets. So yeah, I'm definitely expecting there to be discoveries in places that you can't really do on your own. Bilton Jr., good afternoon, man. Sorry if I missed you. I've got a lot of people in here today for me, and I'm trying to play at the same time, and I'm bound to miss people. If you popped in recently and I've missed you, I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate everyone being here. Johnny, you told the kids that they're walking home today. That's fair. It's only a 10-mile walk, right? Uphill both ways. Yeah, Camping King, the Questie's not going to ruin it for the first phase. They said that after phase 1 ends, so whenever we're allowed to level up past level 25, then Questie is going to go ahead and they're going to put all the rune locations up to level 25. So they are going to ruin it, unless you get to level cap before the level band ends. So, like, your first couple of characters, you know, you'll be fine. After that, yeah, Questie is going to definitely be tracking all the discovery locations. So, like, anybody who starts late, they're going to have the game ruined for them. It kind of sucks. Like, I'm not happy about it. I think that they should just, like, they should not do it. Like, there's going to be plenty of resources, like, on Wowhead and in other communities. I really wish we could leave it at that. I really wish we could leave it for, like, people sharing information in Discords and going to Wowhead. But no, you know, Questie is going to add all the fucking rune locations and completely defeat the purpose of a season. It's not going to... After a while, it won't be a season of discovery. It'll just be a season of use Questie like you do for everything else. And that's really fucking lame. So, I mean, they gave themselves a little pat on the back for not putting them in right away. So congratulations to them, I guess. I still think they're jerks for putting them in at all. People are asking for guides, so it isn't Questie's fault. Sure, but they don't have to facilitate it. It's not their fault. I can still hate them and think they're asshats. Like, they can do what they want, and I'm gonna have my opinion based on what they do. They're gonna ruin the game for people coming into the season late, and that's the reality of it. And I hate that, and regardless of what the climate is, and regardless of what the reasons they have are, I can still hate them for it. Like, it's not gonna change how I feel about it. Like if people wanted to take out hit contracts on people, like, and someone was facilitating that, you wouldn't say, well, people are asking for hitmen, so I mean, you can't really blame the hitmen. People are asking for it. Like, no, I can blame them still. I can fucking blame them all I want, you know. I can't expect them to stop, but I can definitely not like them. Yeah. Let's talk about rested XP. We want to talk about rested XP? Well, I mean, people like Carnage need rested XP add-on to tell them how to play the game. So, you know, with someone like Carnage using rested XP, I'm sure the usership of rested XP add-on went up by like 5,000 people, like the moment Carnage started using it in his playthroughs. But we don't have to talk about that. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that or speculate on whether or not the rested XP people reached out to Co and like somehow sponsored him in some way to use their add-on. We don't have to talk about any of that or get into any of it. Yeah, Carnage. Well, one of the biggest variety streamers on Twitch. One of the biggest variety streamers on Twitch who's over the age of 30, I guess I should say. I guess I really don't know how big he is compared to like younger people on Twitch. I don't watch Twitch, so. Never heard of him. Fair. I mean, I found him on YouTube looking for variety stuff. But, you know, he just is someone who has usually 10,000 or 20,000 people in his chat every time he streams. He streams every single day, and he streams for like 8 or 9 hours a day. So, if you were on Twitch looking at variety stuff, you'd probably come across him. If you're not on Twitch looking for variety games, then you would never come across him. Like, recently he started playing World of Warcraft hardcore. But, yeah. No, he's not an Asmon wannabe at all. No, not at all. No. No, Asmon is a WoW player. Carnage is not a WoW player. He usually just plays new releases and stuff he thinks is cool. He's a variety gamer. He's been a variety gamer for about 10 years. Yeah, he's the only way he is similar to Asmon is that he's a multi-millionaire off of what he does. That's the only way that he's similar to Asmongold. Like, dude is like 39 years old, has a family, and is nothing fucking like Asmongold at all. Not only in the games that he plays, but also just in his general outlook and attitude. He's nothing like Asmongold. Not at all. Asmon has 40k. Yeah, okay, so Asmon's bigger because he plays WoW. I haven't checked out Ko's WoW streams. I'm sure his WoW streams are maybe even up to 30 or 40,000. Asmon's a company owner, so is Carnage. Like, I don't know what to say. Dude's a multi-millionaire and has 7 motorcycles in his garage that he doesn't ride. It's, you don't know about him, that's fine. It doesn't change like how absolutely enormous he is on Twitch. But what are we rolling for SoD? I'm probably doing a Warlock. Yeah, I think I'm doing a Warlock. 99% a Warlock right now. I don't need the Elder, guys. I could probably go into the graveyard and start actually making progress towards that. That'd be good. He has 17,000 watching. Oh, only 17,000? Damn. I guess he's gonna have to sell some of his bikes. I don't know how he's gonna pay his bills. I don't know how he's gonna pay his fucking bills, man. He's gonna have to sell that Keanu Reeves motorcycle that Keanu built for him with his bare fucking hands. Why lock? Because I want to. Alliance. Do I watch any Bellular videos? I used to watch Bellular videos, but like recently it's just clickbait bullshit. I haven't resonated with any of his videos in a long time. After he tried to clickbait me into clicking on like 4 videos that had Classic Plus on the thumbnail or in the title, I was like, no, fuck you. I also don't think the dude plays the game a lot, and he also doesn't play Classic at all, so I'm not really interested a lot in retail or like the kinds of content that Bell makes anymore. All content creators do 90% clickbait? I guess. It doesn't mean I have to like it. There's like honest clickbait, which is like a cool title or a cool thumbnail that's actually like genuine about like what the video is going to be about. And then there's shit where you like banter the Classic Plus logo in there, and then all you talk about Classic Plus is like, well, there might be Classic Plus someday. Like that's super clickbait. When you put something in your title or something in your thumbnail, and then you actually don't have a lot to talk about that thing, or it's not new, or it's already old news, like that's clickbait. If you put a cool thing in your title or your thumbnail, and then you actually have shit to say about that cool thing, then that's not clickbait, that's just content. Clickbait is when there's something in the title or the thumbnail that makes you think there's going to be content in the video, and there doesn't really end up being that content in the video. Or the content that is there is like such old news that like you never would have clicked on it anyway had you known. Yeah, it's a misrepresentation. You're representing like old news as new news. You're representing something very vague as something very concrete. Like that's what clickbait is. Misrepresentation of the content of your video. That's clickbait. If it's just something super hype and exciting, and it's actually like you're gonna actually talk about it and it's real, like that's not clickbait. That's just a good thumbnail and a good title for good content. How's Amy? She's getting sicker, sicker and sicker by the day. I wish I could say she was doing better, but I don't know. She's probably gonna have to go get herself some antibiotics eventually. I'm getting over whatever it was. In the mornings, I'm still like I'm coughing up a bunch of fucking mucus. It's absolutely disgusting and horrendous. But after that happens, after the morning purge, then I feel fine and I'm able to sleep through the night. It's been great. She's probably gonna have to go get herself some antibiotics, like James had to do. I'm hoping she gets better like soon so she doesn't get me re-sick. I don't want the virus to like metamorphosis and like get me sick again with something else. That would be really unfortunate. We need aged Kodo. I haven't. Oh, here's one right here, right in front of my face. Say I haven't seen any, but that's not true. Server goes down in 14 minutes. Lies. Server goes down at 2 o'clock my time. Just lies. Misinformation. 11 o'clock PST, 12:12. That's 2 o'clock my time. Server goes down in an hour and 14 minutes. Yep. You'll only hear facts here. You'll only hear facts. Clickbait. Server goes down soon. Clickbait. You are off by an hour. Yep. Which in the world of server maintenance is a lot. It's a lot of time to be off by. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, she has COVID plus. Yep, it leveled up. Yeah, no, we have an hour and 10 minutes left. Which is good, because 2 o'clock is perfect. 2 o'clock is the time I have to get off here anyway. To go pick up my son, so... the fact that they're doing the maintenance and that it happens at 2 o'clock and that I get to go get my son, come back, get him settled, and I'm gonna have plenty of time is kind of a miracle. I'm kind of waiting for like the other foot to drop, you know? Like, things are kind of working out a little bit too well for me for this launch. And I'm kind of waiting, like, what's gonna happen? Is my internet gonna go out? Is my basement gonna flood? Like, I don't fucking know, but I know that the night of hardcore launch, my whole street flooded and then my basement flooded right after I stopped the stream that night. So, like, I'm just kind of waiting. Like, right now I'm really happy, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm kind of anxious. When I used to play WoW back in the day, like back in my 20s when I was living with a friend of mine, every single time there was a big new release, every time an expansion would come out or a big patch would drop or something momentous was happening in the game, our ISP would go down. Like, our ISP would have maintenance, you know, and we worked like a night shift, so we'd get home at like midnight, and we'd be trying to get on at like 1 o'clock in the morning and play through the night, and then they would always do server maintenance. Like, every single time there was a major release, something happened with our internet. It was like, it was his curse, because it never happened to me before we lived together. And we had 2 different ISPs, and it didn't seem to matter who the ISP was, we were still cursed. And so every time that we're coming up to like a major launch day, I always like, I still have that PTSD of like, okay, what's gonna go wrong? One time in the winter, like the furnace went out and we had no heat, but we were sitting there trying to play and shit when it was like 30 degrees in the house. That sucked. We had 1 space heater between the 2 of us, so we had to like swap rooms with the space heater. That was a good time. DWP, yeah, we're doing the PvP East. So whatever the PvP East server is called, once we find out their cute little names, that's where we're going. You're cleaning gutters, David? That sucks, man. It was like a year or so ago that we realized that the house we rent right now like doesn't have gutters at all. There are no gutters. The rental agency contacted us once and they were like, do the gutters need to be cleaned out? And we were like, do you know that there are no fucking gutters on this house? Congrats. And they were like, oh. And they weren't like, oh, we're going to put some gutters on. They were like, oh, enjoy your basement continuing to flood because nothing moves the water off the roof and away from the house. Your fear with PvP is that people will camp the rune locations and gank? I mean, maybe. Maybe like 0.01% of humans will try to do something like that. And then you get a group of people together from our guild and we go kill them. And then we kill them again and again and again. And we make them so fucking miserable that they never do that again. Like, PvP goes both ways, my friend. Like, someone might gank you. And that's why you get into a guild and you play with people that you know. And then you return the favor. Like, it goes both ways. Daniel, isn't SoD releasing today? It is. Yeah, at 4 o'clock my time. Yep. It's 1 p.m. Blizzard office time. BOT. Blizzard office time, 1 p.m. bot is when the servers come up. Yeah, exactly, David. That's kind of how it goes. And I feel like that's going to be fun and exciting. I feel like that's going to give us a lot of like experiences, stories, and moments that we wouldn't have. Like, because listen, like the runes are going to be new, the abilities are going to be new, but the questing and the quests are going to be the same. So like you could quest up through the same quest, and you can have no PvP and no exciting moments, and you could have your whole season be that way, like, or you could do something a little bit different and go PvP and have some interesting things happen. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the first time I get ganked. That's gonna be I'm like really excited for the first time that like somebody comes and ganks me on stream. It's like a rite of passage. There was a guild named Hit Me and Meet My Main. That's funny. Yeah, because that's what people would do, right? Like, you killed me on my alt. I'm gonna get on my main. I'm gonna come kill you. Tit for tat. Tit for tat. Yeah, up to 25. No one. Yeah, unless we go into Ashenvale. Like, I will get ganked in Ashenvale, guaranteed. But you don't have to quest in Ashenvale to hit 25, especially on Alliance. There's not really a reason to do so. Like, we'll be basically safe, you know. We'll be basically safe all the way for this entire level band. You'll be able to level a character, multiple characters up to 25, as many characters as you want. And you will have no danger of ever getting ganked. You know what I mean? Because yeah, the only contested zone in that level range is going to be Ashenvale, and you don't have to go there till endgame. And then when you're in Ashenvale, there's not going to be a higher level character to gank you. There isn't going to be a level 30 or 40 or 60 waiting to gank you, because everybody is going to be capped at level 25. Now, if you want to roll up an alt 7 months from now, don't. Roll up your alts now. If you're the kind of person that rolls alts, that indicates to me that you're the kind of person that has a lot of time to play. So, if you have a lot of time to play right now, level up all your alts to 25 now. And then you don't have to worry about it as much. But yeah, if you try to level an alt 7 months into the season, you might have some problems. Somebody might gank you every once in a while. It could happen. The Yellowstone Caldera will blow. That's my luck. My luck isn't that bad. my internet might have a hiccup, but like I don't think apocalyptic level of events are gonna happen. Yeah, like Alex will have 9 tunes in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. See, Alex is worried about getting ganked, but he has more playtime than maybe any of us. So, like, yeah, I think, like, he'll be able to get all of his ults to level 25 in maybe, like, 3 weeks. And since we're all stuck there, there's really no way to get ganked. And listen, like, especially you guys that have been playing hardcore for so long, like, do you really care about getting ganked that much? Like, as opposed to a version of the game where if you get killed, your character is gone forever, are you really going to be that upset if someone camps you a couple of times? How could you be? After playing hardcore and, like, losing characters, like, how could you be even remotely upset or even remotely inconvenienced by the idea that someone might kill you a couple of times and delay your progress questing by 10 minutes? When you have had characters that you've sunk 20 or 30 hours into, and you've lost all of that progress, how could you even remotely be upset? Yeah, it's just a game, and your character gets to come back, like, which is not something that a lot of us are used to, you know? Again, it says that there are scorpions. I would love to know where the scorpions are actually at. I know that somewhere on this map there are actually scorpions. Like, Questy doesn't seem to know. But somewhere there are scorpions. Like, I've only ran into one of them, it seems, but they're out there. I don't even think people are going to camp you for 30 minutes. Like, maybe someone would try to camp me for 30 minutes because they'd get some, like, they get some eyeballs on them while they did so. But I think if you're an average player, you just don't spawn back right on top of your corpse. It's Ashenvale. Go hide behind a tree and spawn. Go hide over the next hill and spawn. It's not going to be super easy for them to find you in Ashenvale. Like, the terrain and geography of Ashenvale is kind of a clusterfuck. So I don't think it's going to be hard for you to find a place to res where the rogue that ganked you is not going to be able to see you. It's going to be pretty easy in most situations to res in a spot where you're not just going to get immediately killed again. Yeah, if you get camped, right, go into world defense, ask for help. Go into guild chat, ask for help. Like, it's not going to be long, and, like, just take it as part of the experience. Yeah, that's another point, is that as you're leveling up, like, let's say you are leveling in a contested area, which you won't be. You won't be leveling in a contested area for the first level bracket. Or at least you won't have to be. I guess you could go to Ashenvale at like level 20 if you really, really wanted to. I would advise only going into Ashenvale at level 25. But yeah, like, even assuming you are in a zone, like, other people are trying to level their characters too. So especially right away, there's not going to be like so much ganking going on. I don't know. Let's just get into it, we'll experience it, and we'll see. Hugh, how long do I think the first level cap is going to last? They didn't say, but I would not be surprised if it lasted a month or two. I would say it's going to at least last a month, but I would say it's probably going to go a little bit longer than that. I think they're going to be looking at data. They're going to be looking at data. They're going to be looking at like all the active players and like where people are at level-wise. Once they see that like 65% of people are level 25, I think that's when they'll consider opening up the next level bracket. But I think they will wait until a sizable chunk of people have hit 25, because 25 is pretty easy to hit. Like, anybody who comes on and plays Classic WoW, you can get to level 25. You know what I mean? It's not hard. Even if you're playing casually, maybe you're playing an hour or so a day, it's only going to take you a couple weeks, even at that rate, to get to level 25. So it could go on for a month or 2 months, but I wouldn't expect it to go on much longer than that. Now the bracket after that, I believe, is 25 to 40. 25 to 40, that takes a little bit more time. I could see 25 to 40 definitely going on for 2 months. If not longer than that. But I think that it'll be up in the air. I don't even think they'll know like far ahead of time. I think they're going to be looking at the data on a day-by-day, week-by-week basis. And they'll let us know like a couple days out. Maybe like the week before the level band upgrades, they'll tell us like a week before. Do you need to do a different download for SoD? No, I don't think so. It's all patched into the servers, so there shouldn't be like any additional. I mean, your BattleNet, when the realms come back up at 3 o'clock, your BattleNet might have a small update, but it's not going to be like a different client or like a big download or anything like that. Dog alarms going off. All the servers for SoD are going to be new. Yep, it's going to be in their own tab. You're gonna log into Classic, the same way you go into Classic to get into Hardcore, the same way you go into Classic to play Classic Era, and in your server list, there's going to be a tab at the bottom, and that tab is going to say Seasonal, and you're going to click on that tab, and those are going to be the new seasonal servers, and those are not going to be live until 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today, or 1 o'clock Blizzard office time. I saw the troll server names. Yeah, it was like one of them was what, like streamer server. I didn't catch the name of the other one. It was like how many something can I didn't catch that one or what it was about, but I saw the streamer server name. Or 9 p.m. if you are in the UK. Yeah. Like if you're in the UK, this is all happening tonight. It's happening at 1 o'clock Blizzard office time. So like 9 hours after that for people in the UK. Hey, at least they're getting you in today, you know? It's not like Hardcore where like Hardcore launched and in the UK you didn't get to play it till like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning the next day. So at least they're doing it so that they can say that they got it out to you guys on the 30th and not on December 1st. If you're in Australia or something, then you're waiting till December 1st. What server are we playing on? We're playing on whatever server is the PvP US East. We don't know the names yet. We won't know the names until probably around 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, we should see the servers listed in the seasonal tab, but they'll be offline. But yeah, it'll be there's only one PvP East and one PvP West, and we're going on PvP East. Whatever its cute little name is. The other server name that they trolled was "Is there a limit to how many?" I liked the one server. Yeah, I liked when they were trolling us with the one server. That was fun. But yeah, but as Robert says, the information that we have about the server types and how many is data mined. Like, well, no, did they officially release that, or was that just data mine stuff? We'll see. I'm not expecting it to be much different. I'm not expecting us to look at the server list and suddenly see like 6 PvP servers and 3 PvE. Like, they're not going to have a lot of servers. They've even said they're going to have as few servers as they can get away with. Because what they don't want is to have a bunch of servers and then to have like 3 of them be high population and then have the rest be low to no population. So they're going to have as few servers as they possibly can. They also touted the fact that like their server capacity is much greater. They called them mega servers because they don't know what a mega server actually is. So they called them mega servers in the sense that the capacity of these servers is going to be able to hold like a lot of people. They're not mega servers because a mega server means one server to rule them all. So that they kind of misuse that terminology a little bit. It'll be a mega server with 10 layers. Yeah, exactly. Yep, it'll be a mega server. There will be 20,000 people on the server, but like as you're questing, you'll only see like 6 people. They also talked about ways to manage like faction balance. They were tossing around the idea of like stopping people from creating the characters on the faction if it's like overpopulated. So if like Alliance is 70% and Horde is only at like 30%, then like I suppose they could stop people from creating Alliance characters on that realm. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that's what solves faction balance, but we'll have to see. I'm really curious to see like how populated the hardcore servers will be after SoD launches and how populated the Wrath servers will be. I have a feeling that a lot of people that are playing hardcore and a lot of people that are playing Wrath of the Lich King right now, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to come to the new season instead. And I wonder if there will be like a temporary like drop in playership for the other versions of the game. You think a hardcore is going to drop off? I think it might for a little bit. Like I think for the first few days, maybe the first week, it might. But I don't think hardcore is going anywhere as a game type. I think that hardcore is going to be popular for a long time. What they need to eventually do is that they need to eventually let you have a hardcore character in the seasonal content. Kind of like in Diablo, when you make your seasonal character, you can check the box to make them a hardcore character. They need to eventually like incorporate that. I mean, they could do it with the Iron Soul buff or whatever it is, but it'd be better if you just like check the box when you create the character. Then again, you couldn't do that and PvP server. You'd have to PvE server for that. I don't think hardcore's fallen off that much. Nah, there's 33 people in Desolace, and Desolace is one of the least visited places in the game. So if there's 33 people in Desolace at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I would say that I don't think hardcore's fallen off quite yet. Now when the SoD servers open up, then yeah, then it will a little bit. But every time I do a /who on Defias Pillager, it's usually like rocking 50 people or more. In Desolace, we got 33 people. That's kind of expected. Because we're getting up into higher level ranges where not everyone survives, and Desolace is not very, like, it's not a very common place for people to want to spend a lot of time. Oh yeah, Skull Rock, then I can see. Skull Rock is the less popular of the two servers, yeah, definitely. Skull Rock's population has been medium for a long time, though. Yeah, it's been medium on Skull Rock for a long time, and I don't think that has anything to do with SoD. I think that has to do with the fact that, like we talked about before, like hardcore should only have one server per region. Like, that's what made Bloodsail Buccaneers so great. It's what made Hydraxian Warlords so good on the EU servers. Is that there was only one hardcore server, that was where everyone played, and therefore it was always populated, always very, very busy. And they just fucked up, you know, they wanted to have 2 different servers, and they never should have had 2 different servers for hardcore. They should have only ever had 1 mega server per each region.
What's up? Have a good one.
I forgot that I had this blue neck piece. I have to mail that to my bank alt so I can get it onto the auction house at some point. We picked up this. We don't... well, you know what? I'll give up 1 stamina for 4 spirit. I feel like that's pretty good, actually. Somewhere over here it says there is a vendor, but I don't know if that's true. Let's have a little look. Mikey, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, there is no vendor here. I'm not sure what this is indicating. Maybe he patrols around. I'm not sure. Emulations, good afternoon to you as well. Welcome. Yeah, I've never... Have you guys seen any scorpions in Desolace? I haven't seen any scorpions in Desolace. I don't know. Right now it's like looking for a unicorn. They just don't exist. I've just been running around killing random stuff for the past hour or so. Which is fine. I'm not against it. Around the Alliance base? Like up here maybe? Like closer up here? We found 1 scorpion one time. He dropped an item and then I never saw another one. I'll go further north and we'll take a look around the base. The beast tracker? I could try beast tracking. It has kind of a small radius, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't track far out, even on the mini-map. So once you can see it on your tracking, like you can see it in the game. You know what I mean? I kind of want to track it. For tracking to be super useful to me, I kind of need it to see farther than my eyeballs can see. Which, like, back in 2004, like, your view distance was like 10 feet in front of you because you were playing on a gateway computer, you know, that was basically a microwave oven connected to a CRT monitor. So, like, back in 2004, Track Beast was probably really useful, but today I can see quite a ways off into the distance, and it's not that useful. See, like, I already saw this guy. Long before I thought to look up here, I already saw him with my eyeballs. That's why I don't really use the tracking. Because if it shows up on the minimap, I can see it in the distance. If you're running for your life with low health, you might find one. Yeah, probably. True. Yeah, so the plan is, Jason, I'm going to be off of here at 2 o'clock, and then I'm going to be back on at 3:45. 3:45 for me will be 15 minutes before the servers come up for SoD. So we will have 15 minutes to kind of chill. We'll hang out in the login screen a little bit, and we'll have a little chat. If the hardcore servers are up, maybe I'll mess around on the Hunter for a bit. Kill some stuff, and then at 4 o'clock we'll be pounding the button to get into the SoD server. So yeah, I have my hard stop at 2, and then back at 3:45 or so. Yeah, by 3 o'clock. So the servers are going to go down for maintenance in 45 minutes. The servers are supposed to be under maintenance for an hour. After that time ends, then we should be able to see the names of the servers. So when I come back on at 3:45, we should be able to go into the seasonal tab, and we should be able to see all the servers listed. They'll be offline, we won't be able to get into them yet, but we should see them. So that's kind of what we're waiting for. And right now my plan is to go on a Warlock. I already have the thumbnail made for it, so it's basically guaranteed at this point. Yep, I'm gonna do Warlock. I got close to doing Melee Hunter, like, but for the fact that like I want to raid. So like thinking about doing a 10-man raid, I want to be able to tank it. My wife has delivered me a chicken pot pie. A Marie Callender chicken pot pie. She said the taste of it was between me and Marie Callender. It has nothing to do with her, so I may eat that here in a minute. Although it seems pretty hot, it probably needs to cool off for a while. Yeah, I mean, if I knew I was going to have 2 people to tank that were for sure going to play, that were for sure going to get to level 25, that were for sure going to be able to raid on Saturday mornings when I want to do raids. That's the other thing. If you're thinking about joining the guild, you're thinking about wanting to do the raids, I am planning to do raids on Saturday mornings. For 2 reasons. Like Saturdays, you know, I know not everybody has Saturdays off of work, but Saturday is a day that like the most people can have off of work. It's like one of the highest potentials for people to have off of work. Also, if I do Saturday morning raids, that allows people that are playing from the UK to be able to play at a reasonable time for them. If we raid at like 11 AM on a Saturday, then it's like late afternoon, early evening if you live in the UK. Whereas if I do like a Thursday night raid at 7 o'clock, then like people in the UK are not going to be able to get in with that because it's going to be like 2 or 3 in the morning for them. So yeah, Saturday morning raids for Black Fathom Deeps. And you know, if we get to a point where we have alts, like where we can get alts leveled up to 25, then we can do a different raid night as well. You know, I wouldn't mind having 2 raids, having like a main raid and having an alt raid, if we get to that point within the level 25 level band. But like another thing I thought about though, like when we're thinking about the classes that we're gonna play, like try to keep in mind that like for the first little bit, the class you play is gonna feel exactly like it feels in Classic. Like until you start getting some of your runes, the class is gonna feel the same. And, like we don't really know like when we're gonna get a bunch of runes or how long that's gonna take. So it's kind of interesting because we're planning our classes based on the class that we think that they're going to become, but we don't really know how those classes are going to feel at all, and we don't know at what point we're going to be able to play them that way. It's kind of an interesting situation, you know. Like yeah, I want to do some Warlock tanking. I want to be a Warlock that has Incinerate and Chaos Bolt, but like I don't know when I'm gonna get Incinerate and Chaos Bolt. Maybe I get it at level 10, maybe I don't get it to level 20, like who knows, I have no idea. Yeah, yes, 1 priest, 2 mages, and 7 warlocks, yeah. Because you got 2 warlock tanks, and then some warlock DPS, absolutely. And if we have plenty of tanks, like I'll DPS. Like if we have people who want to tank, I will happily DPS on the Warlock. Like that's not a problem. I don't have to tank. I'm gonna play a character that can tank, just in case we need a main tank. But if it turns out that we don't need a main tank, I would be more than happy just to deal damage. My pet's sad because I'm gonna leave for SoD. Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna quit playing hardcore, but the streams are mainly gonna be focused on SoD for a while. Absolutely. What I'll do for hardcore... Ooh, damn. Look at this guy. Look at this guy coming to ruin the party. What I'm gonna do for hardcore is, like, I'm gonna be touching the character in recorded series for a while. So, like, every other day or so, I'll probably pop out a recorded video on the hunter, just to keep our progress going. I don't want to stop playing the hunter in hardcore and then, like, have to go back to it a month or 2 months later after never touching it. That'd be super lame. So I'm planning to do some recorded content for it to kind of keep the character going, keep the playthrough going while we're focusing on SoD for the streams. I'm feeling like no matter which way I pivot, this giant asshole is turning towards me. Like, does anybody else have that feeling? Like, I've angled myself a couple different directions and he just keeps coming towards me. Here we go. Now we're good, perhaps. Unless he aggroes my pet, and then we're not good. We might not be good. Let's see. He didn't aggro the pet. He didn't aggro. That was really, really close, though. I wonder about mage healing, because they only showed, like, 1 or 2 healing abilities. So, I wonder maybe I'm missing something. When I look at the runes, maybe I'm not understanding something. Because, like, in my mind, it's going to be hard to heal if you only have 1 or 2 healing buttons. But they said it was going to be viable for healing, so maybe there's something about how the mage is going to heal that we don't understand. One's a heal over time and the other is a party heal. See, you're gonna need more than that. Like, to heal, like, effectively, you might need more than that, unless you're just kind of like an off healer, you know. Ooh, muted. Oop, that's the first mute of the day. Anyway, yeah, my worry for mages is that you're gonna have to do damage. Yeah, I was. And you're back on the wrong account. Please delete that account. Or rename it. We already dealt with all those trolls, and I'd rather not have to deal with them again, Amy. Please log off of that YouTube account, delete it, and never use it again. I mean, unless you want more assholes stalking you on Facebook, then, like, that's fine too, I guess. Is the game version going to be 1.15? I think so. I'm pretty sure that was part of the reason why they put out the 1.15 update, but I don't know for sure. Ah, second mute. All I was doing was telling you guys that I was going to turn my camera off and eat this food. Alright, if I mute myself one more time, I'll read some of your comments in a Batman voice. But I am going to mute myself now on purpose, and I am going to eat this pot pie. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna drink, I'm gonna eat. I'm muted, so I'm going to eat. Oh god, don't make me do it. Alright, here I go. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And yeah, the microwave pot pie, not like the best pot pie. So that's done. I got a few calories out of it, but that's about it. It wasn't bad. It's just like when you're used to like homemade pot pies, that tastes like really good, and then you go down to like one of like the microwavable or like oven pre-baked pot pies, like the little Marie Callender pies. Like yeah, it's not good, you know. It's not good compared to an actual like chicken pot pie, but it served its purpose, which was that I got some calories out of it. So you know I can't complain. It's a pot pie that was made for me. I didn't have to get up to get it. But I'm not gonna fastidiously like eat all of it. I ate some of it and I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. Emulations, you like the new camera angle? I like this better because the microphone's not like in my peripheral vision, like distracting me constantly without me realizing it. Yeah. I needed to get the microphone back down here, and while I was about it, I just kind of switched the side that the camera was on. Like I hate how I look at any angle, but like I have a good side and a bad side, and for a while I was fine like leaving the camera on my bad side because I feel like that's a fair representation of me. But yeah, I moved the camera over to my good side. So that happened today. I figure like with SoD coming out, I might get like new people into the stream. No reason to scare them off prematurely. How many hours until SoD? 2:30, 3:30, 2.5. 2.5 hours till SoD. Until the SoD queue. Yeah, there won't be a queue. If you're pounding that button right away, then you won't be stuck in a queue. Now, if you try to get into the game like an hour after the servers come up, then yeah, you might have a queue. Depending on what if you go on the PvE server, there will be no queue. If you're worried about queue, if you're really worried about queues, go on the RP PvP server. There will never be a queue on the RP PvP server. And then there's the West Coast PvE server, so that would be a good way to avoid queues also, is if you really don't want a queue, go on either the West Coast PvE server or go on the RP PvP server. But yeah, if you go on the East Coast PvP where I'm going, or you go on the West Coast PvP for some reason, you might have a queue unless you try to get in like right away. Yeah. But yeah, they did say that they had mega servers in place. They did say this. They said that they had mega server technology in place. So like they're not anticipating like enormous queue times. So you might be okay. Maybe, you know. Server plus. Yes, they finally figured out how to have big servers. I think they kind of figured it out for hardcore, but yeah, we'll see, you know. We'll see how many people come into the stream later saying that they have a 2-hour wait. It'll happen, you know. We'll be playing for a little bit, and then people will pop into the stream. They'll be like, I got a 3-hour wait. Can't play the game. Game's unplayable. Gotta wait. Can't wait. Don't have time. And that will happen to somebody. Mega server doesn't help much with the login queue. Yeah, now if the login queue is limited, then whatever. We're assuming that they have decent technology on all sides. To A, allow people to log into the game, and B, allow people to be in the game together. That's the assumption. Now that might not be the case. Yes, if you don't want to queue, then log in right away. Like, be ready at 4 o'clock to log in, and then there won't be a problem. If for whatever reason you can't get on until a couple hours later, then you should expect a queue. Like, have someone log in for you. Like back in the day, my friend and I, we'd log each other in. Like, if one of us was getting off of work and we knew there was going to be a queue, you know, one of us would log the other in and then just make sure the computer could sit there, like, ready for us when we got home. So, like, have somebody log you in. If you live alone, you're screwed. Like, you're absolutely screwed. But if you live with somebody else, as a lot of people do, then if you're going to be late, have somebody log your computer and log you in. Play retail. No queue there. Right. You tell them, Alex. You don't want a queue? Go play retail? Get out of here. My slash played? I haven't looked at my slash played in a little while. Let's see. Slash played on this character at level 37 is 3 days, 3 hours, and 46 minutes. 3 days, 3 hours, 24 times 3 is an amount. 76 hours? It's like somewhere in the mid to high 70s. I can't do math really well, but it's somewhere around that. I really should have checked it back at level 25. And then I would have had a good idea of like how long it takes like me to get to level 25. Oh, our pet's really sad. Oh no, he hates me. I hope he doesn't run away. How sad would it be to lose our pet? I need to get this dude fed like immediately. If Ko goes on the Horde side on the PvP, is he playing the fucking season too? Don't tell me he's playing the fucking season. Has he talked about it at all? I haven't watched any of his content recently. Basically, he used to be like a staple. Like I would turn him on in the evenings, like whatever variety game he was playing that I was interested in, I would turn it on and just kind of veg out to it while I did house chores and stuff. But ever since he's been playing WoW Hardcore, like I have no interest in watching him play WoW. I don't have any interest in watching people play WoW after I play WoW for 5 hours. So I haven't watched him. Like, tell me he's not going to play the new season of WoW. I was like, I came to terms with the fact that he was playing hardcore even after he talked shit about WoW for years and years. But if he's going to jump on the new season, then like, oh god. Why can't he just let other people have WoW and like go do something else? Dude can play any fucking game he wants and get 15,000, 20,000 people watching. Go play something else. Perhaps he's having fun. I don't care. I don't care if he's having fun because I listened to so many of his negative rants about WoW while he was playing Final Fantasy XIV, while he was playing EverQuest. I got to listen to him talk about how he would never play WoW Classic, how WoW Classic was not a real MMO, how WoW Classic was a theme park MMO, how WoW Classic was completely on rails and wasn't interesting to him in any way. So after listening to 5 years of negative WoW Classic rants, like I really don't give a shit if now he's having fun with it. I don't have any sympathy for him. I just wish he'd go do something else. All of the streamers on Twitch are going to? I mean, not all of them, surely. Surely not every streamer on Twitch is going to play the new season. I mean, maybe, like, I don't know. I'm not on Twitch, so I guess it only affects me minimally, but it's still, I'm sure it affects me some. Will there be dungeon lockouts like in hardcore? I would say no. I would say that if we're talking about like the 24-hour dungeon lockouts that we have in hardcore, I'm pretty sure that they only ever intended that to be a hardcore thing that doesn't exist in the regular classic era. So I'm assuming that like if you want to farm Wailing Caverns over and over again, I'm assuming you're going to be able to do that. We have not heard anything about lockouts. Now obviously the raid will have a lockout. The raid will probably have a weekly lockout. But I don't think the 5-mans are going to have any lockouts. Yeah, all the streamers that play WoW, but like I don't count Carnage as a fucking WoW streamer. Cause dude has become a millionaire playing variety games. So I don't count him. He's having fun with hardcore because it's hardcore, so I kind of get that. But I feel like playing in the season would be going a little bit too far. Whatever, he's a businessman. He'll do whatever he thinks is going to make him the most money. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what he'll do. Yep, East Coast PvP. Oh, damn it, was I muted there? Oh, God. let's not count that one. It's Batman voice, that counts. Batman time. His title says SoD waiting. Great, his title says SoD waiting. Oh, great. Mute, drink, voice. Batman is calling. What else? Na Batman. You guys know this is killing my throat. LOL. 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 Hence the drink part. LOL. I watched Batman vs. Superman for the first time last night. Wasn't impressed. Superman's a loser. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Coffee is life. Superman is weak on Krypton. Just change the stage. I suggest maybe an herbal tea for the sore throat. Laughy, cry face emoji. Laughy, cry face emoji again. Did somebody say herbal? I just got in. Anyone planning on holding the Rambles name at launch? Not much backspace. Weird whale emoji with water coming out of its mouth. Me. Told Batman I would. Cool. My name is gonna be Ramble Man. All right, that's it. we need a timer. When I have to do the Batman voice, we need to have a timer up. I need to figure out how to do that in OBS. Because, yeah, it's hard to get into it, but it's easy to get stuck in it. Apparently. Na 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 Batman. Na 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 Batman. Superman sucks. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you. It's definitely an incentive to stay off of mute. Yeah. It's definitely an incentive to not accidentally mute myself. I'm sure a 1 minute timer. I feel like maybe even like I'd give it a 2-minute timer, but yeah. I need to come up with some kind of timer so that we know exactly how long. Because I get lucky, none of you guys typed anything like too long or too outrageous. I find that there are some syllables that I have a lot of trouble pronouncing in the Batman voice. And it's hard to sight read things and not stumble across them because I'm actually not a voice actor, so. Two minutes for the first time. And we gotta work in increments of 3 though. I get 3 times on mute accidentally. So let's say I mute myself 3 times on accident, we do a minute. And then if I do it again 3 times, maybe we do 2 minutes. But I'm never gonna accidentally mute myself that much. It was more entertaining than the last Disney movie. Burn. Ouch. 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 I don't know why I've kind of gravitated back towards just killing Centaur for a little bit. Are we getting... So maybe the servers are not going down. We have... Oh, nope, there it is. Servers are going down in 15 minutes. 15 minutes until the server shutdown. Which is perfect for me. It's perfect. Eight-bit, we'll see you then. Yeah, Alex has to go make up the names for the new servers. That's why they don't have names yet. We're actually just waiting on him to name all of them. And he has to get that done in the next, like, 2 hours. It has to be done. Oh my god, I have an unspent talent point. Shame on me. What am I doing now after I've gone into Spirit Bond? Intimidation? I don't know if I need Intimidation, but I have to grab it to get down into Bestial Wrath eventually. I think for now I'm gonna go into Frenzy. Gives your pet a 20% chance to gain 30% attack speed for 8 seconds. Okay, we'll do that. Unspent talent. Damn it. Don't play David's drinking game, guys. If anybody actually plays David's drinking game, you'll be dead by the end of the stream. And I can't have that on my conscience. Intimidation is the only interrupt. I'm not grabbing it. I guess I skim read it and I read it wrong. Command, I thought it was a taunt. Let's see. Command your pet to intimidate, causing a high amount of threat. Oh, I didn't read far enough. And stunning the target for 3 seconds. Yeah, you gotta read the whole talent sometimes. I read the part up to causes a high amount of threat, and I was like, nah, I already got taunt, I don't need that. Yeah, it turns out I do need that. Yeah, I absolutely need it immediately, but we'll get it next level. We're already halfway through the level, so we'll get it next time. TM. The stun goes off on the pet's next attack. So I probably, like, once I have that, I probably don't want to have it, like, on all the time. I probably want to, like, keybind the stun so that I can tell him when to do it. And then, like, based on what you're saying, I need to give it, like, an extra half a second to go off. I can't expect it to go off immediately. So I'll have to do the interrupt, like, earlier than I would normally interrupt somebody. 'Cause normally I try to let the cast bar get to where it's almost completed and then I interrupt. But I guess with this one, I'll have to interrupt a little bit sooner than that. Yep, server shut down in 12 minutes. Mark, good afternoon, man. Welcome. 25 by the weekend is your goal, Ra? I mean, yeah, you can definitely do it. I mean, if you just want to go like all out. If you're talking about like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like 4 days, yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. What's it gonna take to get to level 25? Like what? Like maybe 28 to 30 hours of play? So if you can play for like 7 hours a day, like then yeah, like I don't think that I'm gonna get 25 by the end of the weekend, but I'm definitely gonna play. Now normally I don't play on Sundays. Normally I don't play on Sundays. I'm gonna be playing on Sunday this week. I'm probably gonna be playing really early for me. I'm probably gonna be waking my ass up like at 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then just playing as much as I can until the first interesting NFL game is on. Whatever the first game is that I have any interest in watching, like whether it's the Chiefs or the Lions. That the Chiefs or the Lions would be the only thing on Sunday that would stop me from just playing SoD all day. Maybe family responsibility would come in somewhere in there too, but mainly the Chiefs or the Lions. About 32 hours, Mike? Yeah. Oh yeah, Ra, if I didn't have a wife or a kid, if I didn't have a wife or a kid, then I don't know. I'd probably end up being really unhealthy at this point because I'd probably spend way too much time playing WoW. With my current lifestyle, I would probably revert back to when all I did was like I worked out and I played WoW. And I ate food, you know. I worked out, I ate meals, and I played WoW. Like if I didn't have a wife and kid, I would definitely be doing that. And I probably wouldn't even feel bad about it at this point. Yeah, I remember those days. I had most of my 20s, you know, single, you know, unlike most people who get married like pretty young. Sometimes like we didn't have James until I was 31. I was single until I was like 28. I was mostly just single, doing my own thing. So I had a long time in my life to do my own thing, have my own space, be alone, be left alone, not have any like other responsibilities. I did that for a long time. I felt like I got enough time like to myself. As a person who likes like time to myself, like I got enough time in life, I think. Like I think I would have been a person like if I had got married when I was like 22 or had a kid when I was like 23, I probably would have been fucking miserable with my entire life. But you know, waiting to have a kid until I was 31, definitely like the best thing I could have done. Yeah, Robert, you do have like a guild going basically. That's like if you include yourself in that, that's a 10-man raid group, and you got somebody to sub in. You got to get them going. Make them get into the game. Start playing. Get that 10-man family run together. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, Joseph, I mean, a lot of people do that. My parents had me when they were 20. And the good thing about having a kid when you're young, and this sounds bad, but like they're an adult when you're still kind of young. Like my kid's not going to be an adult until I'm 50. And like that kind of sucks. I don't even know if I'm going to make it till 50. I think about my parents, they had me when they were 20. It's like by the time I was an adult doing my own thing, like they were still like in their early middle age. Like, you know, I'm turning 40. And my kid's 8 years old. When my parents turned 40, I was 20. Like I was gone. I was not their problem anymore. Like, see ya. You know, so they turned 40 and they're like, cool, life is back. Like I'm gonna turn 40 and my kid's gonna be 8. And I'm like, damn, maybe I fucked up. So there's two different sides to it. On the one hand, I got to have a lot longer in my life where I was like left to my own devices. And I got to focus on like myself a lot longer. On the other hand, like by the time my kid is an adult, I'm gonna be old as fuck. So yeah, it's a giver. It's like one or the other, you know. You can't win. Like either you have them young, and you don't get that time when you're young, or you have them when you're older, and then you don't get time to yourself when you're older. You can't win for losing. You can't lose for winning. It's just trade-offs. I mean, 50 isn't old if everything goes well, but like shit happens as you get older. You know, the older you get, the more RNG is a factor. You know what I mean? Like, when you're 28, you're not thinking, like, oh, fuck, I could have fucking cancer any minute. Like, you're not thinking about it when you're 28. Like, the thing is, like, anything could happen. That's all. That's what I mean by old as fuck. I mean, like, yeah, I take care of myself. I work out every fucking day. Like, physically right now, I'm in great shape. You know, like, I don't have any really terrible habits besides drinking too much coffee. So, like, yeah, like, technically I'm fine, but, like, anything could happen. All the cells in my body are degrading at a rapid rate. Like every year, so it's like I'm fine. You're fine until you're not. That's all I mean. When I say that I'm old, I just mean like I'm the RNG of like negative shit happening randomly increases. Whereas when you're 25, like the RNG for negative shit happening is like much more limited. But you JK, you have no kids, so yeah, it's not their problem. Right, yeah. And honestly, like, when you don't have kids, I feel like you can feel younger longer. I feel like if you don't have kids, you get to mentally feel younger for longer into your life, possibly. And if you pair that with, like, good physical health, then yeah, you can feel like you're in your 20s, probably all the way into your 60s, 70s. Joseph, I'm kind of jacked. It's the camera angle. But no, I do weightlift. I've been weightlifting since I was 20. Yeah, I was 21 when I started. I was 21 and I'm gonna be 40, so almost 20 years of weightlifting. The children don't make me feel young. I got all the gray in my beard after having my kid. Like, I have a bunch of gray in my beard and my mustache that I didn't have when my son was born. And I look at people who are my age who don't have kids, and they don't have the kinds of gray that I got going on. I feel like my kid has definitely aged me. I feel like I aged like instantly as soon as he came into the world. Like I felt much older immediately, and that's probably like different from person to person. Like I'm not a person who handles like external stress well. Like if there are external factors causing me stress, like I get really stressed. And obviously a kid, especially when they're first coming into the world, is a huge source of external stress. So that probably aged me up, like, physically, it probably aged me up really quick. Robert, your dad is 90, still cuts his own wood? That's awesome, man. That's good genetics right there. Until very recently, all of my grandparents were alive, so like my family tends to live a long time. My great grandma lived until she was 99, and she was still able to get around with a walker right up until she left. So like, you know, genetics is okay, but like genetics doesn't do anything with RNG. Our RNG is still out there to bite you in the ass. That's the only problem. I gotta park myself. Yeah, I got a couple minutes. Right. You know what I'm gonna do? At the last minute, I'm gonna hearth. Oh, my inventory's full also. At the last minute, we'll hearth out of here, okay? We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds until server shutdown. And I will make sure that I hearth out before that happens. But until then, I'm gonna kill some centaur. I'm surprised that the inventory lasted as long as it has. I haven't taken a lot of opportunities to vendor stuff. Johnny, context, context, context. Context. Could be taken the wrong way. Or taken the right way, I guess. I don't know. It depends on what you're into. Do I think there will be secret runes in SoD that we haven't seen? I hope so. Yeah, yes. I have to believe that, yes. I have to hope that, like, not everything has been data mined. But I'm worried. I'm worried that the data miners might have found everything. Yeah, Robert thinks that they found everything. However, even if the data miners have found everything, they're going to add more. Like, they're going to have to add more because we're going to have more level brackets, we're going to have more discoveries, and they're going to have to add more. I hope they add more within the level bracket. I can't believe that this can't be all the runes we're going to get. I want to believe that there's going to be shit that we don't know about right now. I hope they have some surprises for us, right? Like, I fucking hate data miners, you know what I mean? Like, fuck them. If you're a data miner, I'm sorry, but fuck you. Like, I hate it, because, yeah, ultimately everything gets ruined. I'm hoping they have some surprises for us, whether it's runes we haven't seen, or, like, you know, whatever the new raids are going to be at level 40. I'm hoping there can be some actual sense of discovery. We don't know what the discoveries are going to be that are not runes. You have to imagine there's going to be a lot of discoveries that are not just like new abilities. We got back in time. So I'm hoping there will be. Yeah, I have to hope that they will add stuff that the data miners haven't found. I don't know. Have they not heard of like double encrypting shit? Like, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm in the wetlands. It's okay. It's okay. I think we were basically done with most of our questing there, except I didn't get down to the south to do that stuff, but it's fine. The wetlands is actually not a bad place for me to be, because I can jump back over to Darkshore, and I can take the flight from Aberdeen down to... I think I can fly from Aberdeen right down into Desolace. It's a long flight, but it should be fine. Alright, guys, it's 2 o'clock. We have exactly 2 hours until SoD opens up. I will be back at 3:45. We're gonna hang out. Maybe we'll jump back into the hunter for a bit. Maybe we'll just hang out at the login screen, and then we will get right into things. At 4 o'clock, we'll be pounding the button to connect. I hope we'll be pounding this button right here just to connect back in, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all at 3:45. And yeah, set your alarms. Don't fall asleep. Don't take any naps. Don't go far from your computer. And I hope to see you guys then. Until then, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.